Shalom, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so it's like, yeah, um, I did a lesson, a walk and talk, not too long ago, and that for some reason the camera or the microphone didn't pick up my voice, so, um, and it was just the live was not working, so I wanted to be doing that. I'm going to be finishing that lesson here. So the title is "What Is There to Be Afraid of?" Right? Because we're coming at a time where people are they're not trusting, or they're not trusting in the true power, right? They're not putting their life, or they're not putting their you know lives, or their in the true power, which is Yahawah. You know they're too busy, worrying about what men might do, right? They're too busy worry about, when their, next meal going to be, when their next check or whatever going to be, And we are to put all our trust in Yahweh by Shah, right? Because He's the one that going to deliver us all of our sorrows, right? You know, um, and there's, there talks about, Australia, is going cashless, right? So, you know, money, the whole money currency is about to be, revamped, it's about to be changed, people are going to have, the time temptation is coming, and, and we as, sheeps, we as the followers of Yahweh Shai, we have to be, teaching, we have to be telling, the people that we have to be we have to be fishing, we have to be fishers, right? But we have to be fishers, fishers of men, right? We have to be the we have to fish the elect, right? So so I'm just gonna restart, or I'm gonna jump back to Matthew chapter 14 verse 15. um, Matthew chapter 14, it's like in Matthew chapter 4 verse 18. All right, so I'm just gonna um, just going to redo the live, because for some reason, it wasn't working. So I'm going to just, finish it up here. Matthew chapter 4, verse 18 reads, And Yahushua, walking by the sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, right, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And he says unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men, right? So this is what we are doing. It's what we are. This is where our. We are fishers of men, right? We are. You know, and by fishers of men, we are gathering. This word is bait, right? This word um, is a bait, and we just casting the rod into the, to the worlds, right? We're casting the bait into the elect ears, and when they hear, this word, they are converted, right? They are um, they come, they come into the marriage, they come into the congregation, right? Um, so I'm going to jump from here to John 21 and 15. John chapter 21 verse 15 reads, so when they had done, Yahushua says to Simon Peter, Simon son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He says unto him, Yeah, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He says unto him, Feed my lamb. So we are again, there's another commandment. We are commanded to feed, you know, the Yahweh lambs. We are commanded to feed the sheep, and by doing these lessons, by going outside, doing walking talks, or doing whatever, we are commanded to, feed the lamb, and the Holy Spirit will do the rest, right? Where Yahweh Shah, He will do the rest. He says unto him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He says unto him, Yeah, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He says unto him, Feed my sheep, right? Then the third time he says unto him, the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he says unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things, that thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua says unto him, feed my sheep. So again, that's another command. We are commanded to feed Yahawashah sheep, and we do that again by doing these lessons, right? By doing this, by doing that, by studying, by studying, then and by teaching, right? So this is how we're feeding the Yahweh Bashan sheep. You know, um, James. James chapter 2, verse 14. What does it profit, my brethren, that though a man say he have faith and have not works, can faith to save him, right? So, when and this is all going back to the title, because Yahweh Shah, faith defeat the fear, right? Faith um, defeat, the spirit of fear, the spirit of being afraid, because when you have faith, you have, there's power in faith. This is why when when a brother or a sister, when they don't have faith in Yahweh Shah, demons are able to attach to them and attack them, right? And attack their weak points. So we are, through faith, and we show our faith through our works, right? So again, doing, lessons, right? This is how we are showing our faith, right? So can faith save them? So that was a question. Um, that was two questions. If a brother or sister be naked and this is to of daily food, right? That's going back into this word, right? Yahushua said, "Man should not live by bread alone, but by every living word." Every paraphrasing, by every living word in this book, right? And one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, but ye warm and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body. What does it profit, right? Even so, faith, if it has no works, is dead being alone, right? So faith without works, is dead. So um, so when you have faith, you can have a lot of faith, but if you don't have any work to go along with your faith, then that's that won't get you your salvation or get you saved, right? So this is why Yahushua told Peter, if he loved him, because Peter had faith. Peter knew that who Yahushua was. He knew that he was a real Messiah, but Yahushua told Peter to, if you love him, feed his sheep. So, this is why faith, you can have faith in Yahushua that he can, that you believe him, but if you don't have any works to go along with it, then it's dead. This is why all elders and apostles say that, you can be sincere, in this truth, and that won't get you salvation, because there's a lot of brothers that again been in this truth for 20 to 30 years, and they fall out, right? Um, so this is why we are, we have to. There's a balance, There's a balance. Yahweh is a man of balance, so he expect us to do this work, and not be afraid. Matthew chapter 16, verse 24, and reads, Then said Yahushua to the disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Right. So part of that taking up that cross is, facing persecution, facing, scoffers, and, doing, this work, right? Because if, um, you're gonna, and that's again going back to this title, when you have Yahweh with you, there's really nothing to be afraid of, right? Because there is more to come. So for whosoever will save his life should lose it, and whosoever would lose his life for my sake shall find it, right? So for whosoever would save his life shall lose it, you know. So this is why we can't be in a carnal mind state, you know. We can't be in a fear and mind state to be, you know, afraid to do, you know, lessons or afraid to do videos because, you know, if a person, you know, especially a, you know, a brother, you know, if they, you know, decide to not, you know, do this work or decide to stop, you know, doing this work, you know, they're going to lose their life, meaning they're going to get destroyed ultimately, you know, and they won't, you know, they will ultimately get destroyed. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it, right? For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall man give in exchange for his soul? Right. So that's going back again to, you know, there's really, you know, nothing on this side that, you know, is not worth fighting for. It really, there's nothing over here. There's nothing on the side that is, you know, that's more than, you know, worth losing your soul over, right? Because again, you can have all the riches, you can have all the money, you can have all the cars and the houses that you dream of, but it's profited nothing in the kingdom of heaven, right? Because this thing, everything on here is just vanity, right? It's all vanity. And you know, and Yahweh, you know, the word speaks about, you know, who, you know, who can carry anything out of this world, right, into the kingdom, right? So really, you know, when you die, you know, and you go up to be with the heavenly Father, you know, your you know, there's, you know, you know, you just won't have any works. Basically, you will just, you know, ultimately you won't have, you're gonna be in a a you're gonna be in a spirit of, you know, of you're gonna be in a spirit of, it's like you're gonna be a spirit of, you know, just, you know, feeling sorrowful, right? Because you didn't, you know, you wasn't doing the work on this side, you know, you sold your soul for the riches. So really, you um you know, when you know you have this truth, you know, you there's really nothing that, you know, can, you know, there's nothing that can really there's nothing really to be fighting for, right? There's nothing really to be losing your soul over except for Yahweh Shah, you know, Yahweh Shah. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 36. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter, right? So for Yahweh Shah's sake, you know, for the Heavenly Father's sake, we are killed all the day long. You know, we are counted as sheep for the slaughter, right? Because we are ultimately the prey. You know, we are the prey. We are ultimately the prey, right? So, you know, this is why the scripture speaks about be harmless as a, you know, be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove, right? Because ultimately, um, ultimately, you know, we are ultimately the sheep, right? We are ultimately, you know, we are being persecuted, we are being judged, we are being, you know, mocked and scoffed at, you know, for Yahweh Shah's sake, right? Okay, so I'm gonna get John. John chapter 15, verse 20 reads, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is no greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So again, you know, going back to that, you know, going back to, you know, what is there to be afraid of? Because you know, if you're doing this work, you know, ultimately you're gonna get persecution no matter what you do, right? No matter if you are in this world and you're not doing the work, no matter, or if you are in this world, you know, and you're doing the work still, you know, you're gonna get persecuted anyway, because 2/3 ultimately they're gonna die, in their sin, in their iniquity. You know, sinners are all their, you know, their judgment is the eternal fire, which is going back to the ice of beams. So you know, if you I'd rather, you to be afraid of that judgment, of that indignation by Yahweh Shah than to be afraid of doing this work, right? Afraid of doing this ministry. Um, but all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me, right? If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. He that hated me hated my Father also, right? So again, you know, this what mindset you have to have. You have to be in that mindset of not caring what men might do to you, not worrying about um not worrying about what someone might say about you or say or do to you, right? Because Yahweh Shai, he knows your work, he knows your heart, right? And those people that will get their judgment, they'll get their judgment from Yahweh Shai. So ultimately, when you're in this truth, right, there's really nothing to be afraid of. So this 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him, right? So if any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. That's really going back to, um, you know, trying to ultimately be somebody, trying to, be the top person, trying to, get the more, trying to just be, trying to, get more, trying to, ultimately labor in wickedness, trying to labor in wickedness and trying to, gain more and more riches. And instead of, laboring for the Heavenly Father, laboring in righteousness, right? And, laboring, and putting your treasures in the kingdom of heaven, right? Um, so for all that is in the world, the lusts of the flesh and the lusts of the eyes, the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world, right? So all that is of the world, right? So Matthew 19:29. Matthew chapter 19, verse 29 reads, "And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, or for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold, and shall inherit an everlasting life." Right? So, this right here is it's something that should boost your faith, right? It's something that that's something that should wipe all that, that fear and spirit, that afraid spirit on you, right? Because if you do this work and follow Yahweh Shai, you're gonna receive a hundredfold, right? And you're gonna inherit everlasting life. So there's really nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's no one, there shouldn't be anything, no one in this ministry that or in the world that should hinder you from doing this work or hinder you from, following Yahweh Shai, right? Because our job, our spiritual job is to, you know, be fishers, right? To gather the elect, right? You know, and I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, right? Because, there's are things that might, get to you, right? And that's just, the spiritual demon Satan, putting that, putting those spirit on you. So, you know, but through Yahweh Shah, and through his angels, we are, they are always fighting on our behalf, right? They are always, you know, they're always, it's like, yeah, they're always, working. Um, they work, day in and day out, right? So, when you have someone in your corner, when you have someone that's watching your back, really there's nothing to be afraid of, right? When because this word is your spiritual weapon, right? Spiritually weapon, right? Um, Luke 9:23. Luke chapter 9, verse 23, and he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself. It's like, yeah. Let's see. 2 Timothy. All right. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. It reads, for the Most High has not given us the spirit of fear, but power and love in a sound mind, right? We shouldn't have, Yahawashi, he didn't give us, Yahawashi, he didn't give us a spirit of fear, especially not, he didn't, ultimately, if you are afraid, ultimately that's just the spiritual demon Satan, right? So we are, um, you know, fearfulness, and when you look at that word, when you put that term out, you mean fearfulness, or, to be cowardice, right? Lack of bravery, right? So ultimately, we are, we have to have a sound mind, a sound mind. Look that up. A sound mind, you know, to moderation and self control, right? To moderation and self control. So when you see things happening in the world, you're supposed to be, you're supposed to be, you're not supposed to be getting afraid of what is happening, right? You're not supposed to be, you know, getting cardinal. Ultimately, you're not supposed to be getting cardinal. You're not supposed to be getting in the flesh. And I'm gonna get 1 John 4:4. Let me see. Ye are of power, little children, have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Right. So greater is he that is in you, but than he that in the world. Right. So ultimately, um, through Yahweh Shai, we have the power to overcome, all weapons of warfare, all spiritual weapons of warfare, all, mockers, all scoffers, um, all demonic spirits, we are able to overcome, that really flesh, right? Because we, Yahweh Shai, you know, because greater is he that is in you, right? Greater and Yahweh Shai is in us than he that is in the world, right? Which is going back to the spiritual demon Satan that's in the world. So through Yahweh Shai, we are, we don't have the spirit of fear on us. Right. Psalms chapter 34, verse 17. The righteous cry, and the Lord Yahweh hears and delivers them out of all their troubles, right? So that's, that's going back to the title, if you have fear, just pray to Yahweh Shah. Just pray. Right, and I'm going to close out here with Psalms. It was 34 and 7. Is that one it? All right. So Psalms 24 verse 7 is the angel of the Lord Yahweh encampeth around about them that fear him and delivers them. Right? So the angel of the Lord Yahweh encampeth around about them that fear him and delivers them from their troubles, or delivers them, or to fight on their their behalf, right? So no, there's nothing in this world that you should be afraid of. Really, there's nothing in this world that should hinder you from doing this work. That should hinder you from be fishers or feeding the sheep. You know, because the other apostles, they're telling us to do our videos, and to do videos every single day. Teach, right. So and there's nothing that should hinder you, because ultimately, that's ultimately Yao Mashasha, he's dealing with those, he's on both sides, right? He's working on both sides. So he's gonna have people that will mess with you. He's gonna have people that will put fear in you, but you can't be afraid of that, right? You can't be you can't be afraid of that, right? You have to have faith in Yahweh Shah. You have to have faith in Yahweh Shah that He's gonna deliver you out of these troubles, right? Faith is greater than fear, right? Faith is ultimately greater than fear, because when you have faith, that you really, again, going back to when Yahweh Shah was walking on water, right? Um, Peter, he lost his faith, you know, when he saw, he when he had faith, he had a little faith. This is why the scripture speaks about that. Faith as a mustard seed. Faith of a Matthew chapter 17 and 20 reads, and Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be possible unto you. Right? So faith as a grain of mustard seed, you know, is is bigger, is more powerful than you being afraid, or you being afraid for a minute, or you being afraid for you know you know than any demon that can come against because you have faith that you have faith in Yahweh, right? You have faith in Yahweh is going to protect you, through His angels. Um, right. So I'm going to end this lesson. I just wanted to finish it. Because I guess my phone was getting overheated. So I'm gonna. I hope this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Kakadash. Until the next time, we'll say Shalom.